This video has words starting with A-T and A-U. The first word is attendant in both the accents. Attendant. When I say a child in a pram with attendant nursemaid, it means of a person accompanying another as a companion or an assistant. So it is basically a person employed to provide a service to the public in a particular place, a cloakroom attendant. Or it is a person who is present on a particular occasion. He had become a regular attendant at chapel. If you are attending something regularly, you become an attendant. An assistant to an important person is also called an attendant, a server or a courtier. A mosaic of the Empress Theodora with her attendants. So, yes, a care attendant is a person who escorts someone. So, care attendant is employed to look after people. Somebody employed to look after people in a variety of settings such as retirement or nursing homes. There are flight attendant, an individual who does precise guesswork based on unreliable data provided by those of questionable knowledge. Or there is queen attendants, sea and its attendant attractions. Flight attendant also means the steward or the waiter or the air hostess. When I say the sea and its attendant attractions, it means accompanying, associated, related, occurring with as a result of. Attendant attractions means associated attractions. An attendee is a person who attends a conference or other gathering. Seminar attendees. The next word is attention. Action of dealing with or taking special care of someone or something. Her business needed her attention in order to assume a straight standing position. Attention, which means you have to stand in a straight standing position, or sometimes an exclamation. They say, "Your attention please," to gather the attention of the crowd. Or it is the mental faculty of considering or taking notice of someone or something. He turned his attention to the educational system. Or in military, it is a position assumed by a soldier standing very straight with the feet together and the arms straight down the sides of the body. Saunders stood sturdily to attention. So, or it is the things done to express interest in or please someone. She felt flattered by his attentions. Or here attention means notice taken to someone or something. The regarding of someone or something as interesting or important. He drew attention to 3 spelling mistakes. Like you say, pay attention to the class. Also, when I say the hotel has a pleasant atmosphere and attentive service. Here attentive is the next word, which is attentive in both the accents, which means assiduously attending to the comfort or wishes of others, which means very polite or courteous. Basically, attentive means alert, you're being so alert, or it could be polite or well-mannered, which means both being mindful and being kind. One is, of course, paying close attention to something. Never before had she had such an attentive audience. If you want to have friends, you should be kind and patient and attentive to others' needs. Attentiveness is showing the worth of a person or task by giving my undivided concentration. Are you too attentive to your job and not having enough fun? His inspiring talk was greatly appreciated by the attentive audience. They are attentive, polite and keen, and teaching them is easy and fun. Here, attentive means alert, awake, watchful, vigilant, heedful, etc. Paying close attention to something or listening carefully. He who speaks without an attentive ear is mute. She was attentive in the class and she secured high grades. The nurse was very attentive towards her patients. Here, attentive is thoughtful of others, considerate, polite, and courteous. The next word is attenuate in both accents. Attenuate means weakened or reduced, lessened, etc. Radiation from the sun is attenuated by the Earth's atmosphere. Here, attenuated is weakened or diminished, decreased. Basically, it is reducing the virulence of a pathogenic organism or vaccine. Researchers hoped that the substance would attenuate the course of the disease, which means reduce. Or it could be the reduce the force, effect, or value of. Example, her tolerance was attenuated by an unexpected liberalism. Or it could be reducing the amplitude of a signal, electric current, or other oscillation. The filter must severely attenuate frequencies above 10 Hz. Or it could be reduced in thickness to make it thin. Very rarely it is they say the doctrines of Christianity became very attenuated and distorted. Here also it becomes reduced, but this kind of sentence is very rarely used. And basically an attenuator is an device consisting of an arrangement of resistors which reduces the strength of a radio or audio signal. And attenuation is the gradual reduction in the intensity of a signal or a beam of waves which is propagating through a material medium, whereas absorption is the way in which the energy of a photon is taken up by matter. The next word is attest. Attest is you have to attest this certificate, which means witness or certify formally. The witnesses must attest and sign the will in the testator's presence. So it is basically witnessing something. Someone else is witnessing your certificate and saying, yes, this is all the original thing and not a duplicate thing. Someone else would be a gazetted officer. They say gazetted officer because he is working for a government. He must be a government employee. Or it is recruit someone for military service by putting them on oath to serve if called upon. It is provide or serve as clear evidence of. His status is attested by his becoming an alderman. What is alderman? Alderman in historical is a co-opted member of an English county or BOROUGH council, next in status to the mayor. In North American or in Australian, it is an elected member of a city council. An alderman are elected by the residents of a district. Much like congressmen, aldermen represent the people who elect them and aim to do what's in the residents' best interest. In some cases, more than one alderman can represent a district. In some countries, aldermen are more prevalent. Another word for alderman is councilman or city father, councillor or assemblyman. Just now I said enroll as ready for military service. That is very historically, not now. Historically, they say unfortunately for him, he attested, which means he was selected in the military and he can be called at any time. When he is called upon, he has to go. Or it is declared that something exists or is the case. I can attest to his tremendous energy, which means I can certify, I can verify, confirm, etc. GA is a GAZETTED, gazetted officer or executive or managerial level ranked public servants in India. When I say I can attest that the very best view of the rainbow occurred in that field, here attest means you are witnessing personal experience and you're confirming it. So attest has two meanings. One is attesting a certificate by a gazetted officer. The other one is the confirming. For example, her fine work attests her ability, attested to their good faith. Or his life of luxury attests his wealth. Here all means confirms. The marks in the ground attested the presence of a fossil. So all means here confirms the presence of fossil. And you can also say to attest to a person's reliability. This essay attests your talent. To attest the truth of a statement. Also, to attest something is to affirm that it is true or genuine. We all want gold and diamonds that are attested. Next word is attic. Attic in American and attic in British. So attic is the space or room inside or partially inside the roof of a building. I discovered a dozen rolls of the original wallpaper in the tin trunk in the attic. Or basically it is a roof space, a cock loft, a loft basically, a parlor. So attic is a small room in the roof, below the roof. Whereas atticism is a word or form characteristic of Attic Greek regarded as having particular literary elegance. What? One is a room and another is a kind of word. Next is attire in American and attire are silent, starting with A in British, which means be dressed in clothes of a specified kind. Lady Agatha was attired in an elaborate evening gown. Basically it is clothes, especially fine or formal ones. The usually sober attire of British Security Service personnel. SOBER. It is the clothing or the costume or the dress or wardrobe, anything which is formally could be called as attire. There is also casual attire. Casual attire is acceptable at informal functions and emphasizes comfort yet is not distracting. Blue jeans and t-shirt has been described as the casual uniform. Office wear casual also includes skirt and jeans. For women it is kurti and leggings or jeans. Even in business there is business professional attire versus business casual attire. Business professional attire is a neat professional hairstyle and a conservative tie or a solid color, and you will have a dark socks, moderate shoes, etc. Whereas the business casual attire will have a polo shirt or sweater or a collared dress or knitted skirts, a belt with an optional tie, a twill or cotton pants or skirts, a leather shoe. The next word is attitude. If in British, this is what I just said is in American. In British it is called attitude. Okay, attitude. Here in American it is attitude. Attitude. It means a point of view, or in North American it is informally uncooperative behavior. I asked the waiter for a clean fork and all I got was attitude. Don't show me your attitude means don't show your that kind of behavior. Or it is sometimes individuality and self-confidence. She snapped her fingers with attitude. And in ballet it is a position in which one leg is lifted behind with the knee bent at right angles and turned out, and the corresponding arm is raised above the head, the other extended to the side. So it is sometimes the orientation of an aircraft or spacecraft relative to the direction of travel. Or sometimes it is a settled way of thinking or feeling about something. He was questioned on his attitude to South Africa. When I say the boy was standing in an attitude of despair, here attitude means a position of the body indicating a particular mental state, and the meaning of despair, despair, is the complete loss or absence of hope, a voice full of self-hatred and despair, loss or be without hope. We should not despair. The next word is attorney in American and attorney in British. It means a person, typically a lawyer appointed to act for another in business or legal matters. Basically, It is a lawyer or legal practitioner. In South African term for solicitor. In USA, it is a qualified lawyer. Basically, it is a legal advisor or a legal executive, legal practitioner, barrister, lawyer, etc. I just now said in South Africa it means solicitor, SOLICITOR. It means a member of the legal profession qualified to deal with conveyancing, the drawing up of wills and other legal matters. So a man who tries to obtain business orders, advertising, etc. Canvasser. Attorney General is a principal legal officer who represents the Crown or state in legal proceedings and gives legal advices to the government, or he is the head of the US Department of Justice. The Attorney General means the head. The next word is attract in both the accents, which means pull or draw. The stars are held close together by mutual gravitational attraction. In physics, it is a force under the influence of which objects tend to move towards each other, gravitational attraction. Or sometimes, despite all her denials, she was still violently attracted to him. Here it is like an interested in, a romantic interest in. In grammar, attract is the influence exerted by one word on another which causes it to change to an incorrect form. Example, the wages of sin is death. Here, actually, the wages of sin are death. Should be there, but it is just changed because, yes. Or it is exert a force on an object which is directed towards the source of the force. The negatively charged ions attract particles of dust, or it is evoke a specified reaction. I did not want to attract attention. When I say a campaign to attract most visitors to that place, it means cause to come to a place or participate in a venture by offering something of interesting or advantageous. Or when I say I was attracted to the idea of working for a ballet company, it means cause someone to have a liking for or interesting in something. The next word is attractive, which means of a person appealing to look at or sexually alluring, a stunningly attractive, charismatic man, or having qualities or features which arouse interest. The site is close to other prestige schemes which should make it attractive to developers, pleasing or appealing to the senses, an attractive village, or related to attraction between physical objects, the attractive force between the magnets and the metal plate. So the next word is attribute when it is used as verb, and it is attribute when it is used as an adjective. So it's a short sound, attribute as adjective and attribute when it is used as verb. Basically, it is ascribe a work or remark to a particular author, artist or speaker. The building was attributed to Inigo Jones. Basically, it is ascribe or assign, or you're allocating something that means like that. In computing, it is a piece of information which determines the properties of a field or tag in a database or a string of characters in a display. Basically, it is a quality or feature regarded as a characteristic or inherent part of someone or something. Flexibility and mobility are the key attributes to Britain's army. Basically, it is a quality or feature or characteristics, you can say like that, or regard a quality or feature as characteristics of or possessed by. Ancient peoples attributed magic properties to certain stones. So, regard something as being caused by. He attributed the firm's success to the efforts of the managing director. So, attribute is a feature of a product that makes it distinct or attractive. How do we attach meaning to others' behavior or our own? This is called attribution. Example is someone angry because something bad happened or because they are hot-tempered. We'll give you an example for dispositional attribution. When a boy comes and gives my assignment to a teacher, the teacher thinks, so late, lazy bum. That is dispositional attribution. If he thinks so late, maybe a family issue, it is situational attribution. So attribution is to think of something as caused by a particular circumstance. Researchers attributed the effectiveness of virtual reality to its ability to distract patience during painful procedures. So association is in statistics. Association tells you whether two variables are related, and attribute refers to the quality of a characteristics. So attributable is accountable, or it is like identifiable. So you can say creativity is an important attribute for an artist. Here it's a good feature or characteristics. When you say the athlete attributes her victory to hard work, it means to identify as the cause of something. So in the first time it is called, in grammar the attributive adjectives precede the noun they modify, can be used with both action and linking verbs, cannot act as subject complement. I will tell you an example for attributive adjective. There is something called predictive adjective also. The attributive adjective is the expensive shoes. The predictive adjective is the shoe looks expensive. The attributive adjectives includes large, long, narrow, etc. for size, heavy, light, etc. for weight, cold, hot, warm, etc. for temperature. The next word is attrition in American and attrition in British. It means wearing away by friction or abrasion. The skull shows attrition of the edges of the teeth. It means wearing down. Process of reducing something's strength or effectiveness through sustained attack or pressure. The council is trying to wear down the opposition by attrition. In North American and in New Zealand and in Australian, gradual reduction of a workforce by employees leaving and not being replaced rather than by redundancy. So that is also called attrition. So company said that it will reduce its worldwide employment by about 10% through attrition. So it means, general meaning is abrasion or erosion or eating away, and in market attrition it means reducing the employees, which is gradual erosion over time of customer loyalty to a brand due to the absence of effective promotion, is called the market attrition. And the reason for employee attritions are low pay and no recognition, demotivated employees, lack of career growth, poor working conditions, termination of inefficient employees. Attrition, this is a gradual decrease in number or strength because of constant stress. This decrease can in sales figures, in the number of employees, or even in the form of rubbing away by friction. Attrition is also used in dental procedures. Teeth wear can be treated. The next word is attune. Attune, T-O-O-N, attune in American and attune in British, which means accustom or acclimatize. Students are not attuned to making decisions, which means accustomed or adapt or adjust. Be in harmony with. Make harmonious. The interests of East and West are now closely attuned. Make receptive or aware. A society more attuned to consumerism than ideology. So attune means bring into accord, harmony, or sympathetic relationship. A new parent has to attune to a baby's schedule and personality. There is something called R-E-I-K-I, Reiki, a healing technique based on the principle that the therapist can channel energy into the patient by means of touch to activate the natural healing process of a patient's body and restore physical and emotional well-being. In that process, there is something called imaginative attunement. Imagine your partner sitting in front of you, leaning back against your chest. See both of your hearts wide open and shining with light. Breathe the light in and love out through both of your open hearts at once. Feel the oneness that you are. We all are on this level of pure light. This is creating a powerful energetic resonance. If you have a child or children, see them sitting in front of you and your partner, all of the family leaning back against each other. Imagine everyone's heart open and breathe the light in and love out through you all. Everyone resonating the pure light, pure freedom, happiness and peace. And the last word is atypical, which means unusual or abnormal, irregular. So the example would be a sample of people who are rather atypical of the target audience, which means not representative of a type, group or class. In other words, it means a deviated, deviant, bizarre, weird. The next word is obeyed in American, or it is obeyed, obeyed in British, obeyed or obeyed in British. It means a poem or piece of music appropriate to the dawn or early morning, or it is a piece sung or played outdoors at dawn, usually as a compliment to someone. It's obad in British. So it is star, sunlight, shine, daylight. It is an open-air concert in the morning as distinguished from evening serenade, serenade, also a pianoforte composition suggestive of morning. Grove, Grove, the crowing cock, sang his obad with lusty voice and clear.
Aubergine, aubergine, aubergine.
Dark purple color like the skin of an aubergine, or it is in British it is purple egg-shaped purple egg-shaped fruit of a tropical old world plant which is eaten as a vegetable, a puree of aubergine, a large plant of the nightshade family which bears aubergines. It is called eggplant in USA. The round ones are called brinjals, the lengthy slender ones are called aubergines or eggplant in USA.
Auburn, Auburn, Auburn.
Basically of hair of a reddish brown color, reddish brown or dark red, a titan or titan red or chestnut red, a reddish brown color, a chestnut color, a henna colored or coppery. She had a head of flowing auburn hair. Next word is auction in American and auction in British. So auction is a public sale in which goods or property are sold to the highest bidder. The books are expected to fetch a six-figure sum at tomorrow's auction. So it is sell or offer for sale at an auction. The painting was auctioned at Christie's. So the action of or process of selling something to the highest bidder. The Ferrari sold at auction for $10 billion. There is something called forward auction where the buyers pay to the seller highest price, and there is reverse auction whereas the sellers pay to the buyer at lowest price. Reverse auction reverses the role of sellers and buyers, which means instead of buyers, sellers bid prices for items. Types of auction are English auction. Participants bid openly against one another with each subsequent bidder higher than the previous bid. Dutch auction. In Dutch auction, the auctioneer begins with the high asking price. Commodity auction. Sell more than one identical item at the same time. Auctioneer is a person who conducts auctions by accepting bids and declaring goods sold. The next word, auctorial in American or auctorial in British. Can you believe it means of or relating to an author, A-U-T-H-O-R, author. But this is something I thought it would be related to auction because it is auctorial or auctorial, but it is relating to an author. Next word is audacious, not chious. Okay, I always say, if I had to say, I will be saying this is audacious, but it's not chious. This is also wrong. Like how we don't say new and we say new. This is another concept. We don't say chious, we say only chess in American English. So audacious in American and audacious in British. So So, audacious is a willingness to take bold risks. He whistled at the sheer audacity of the plan. So, here audacity is rude or disrespectful behavior, impudence. She had the audacity to suggest I'd been carrying on with him. So it's like a bold, a daring, fearless, brave, unafraid thing. Showing a willingness to take surprisingly bold risks, a series of audacious takeovers. Or it's showing an impudent lack of respect. He made an audacious remark. So it is audacity. It's like boldness, a daring, or yeah. So audacity of hope, thoughts of. It's like American Dreams is the second book written by Barack Obama. So audacity is you're having the nerve, you're daring, fearless daring. We need to move audacious in what we say and do. The persistently audacious are helped along by a fearless temperament. First of all, his words made dear what an audacious venture poetry still could be. Kangana Ranaut, an audacious actress, is going to launch a new Swachh Bharat Abhiyan video.
Audacity. 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 Audacity.
So I was wrong. It is audacious or not day. Audacity. Audacious, audacity. Audacious, audacity. Talk audibly. Rio, am I audible? Am I loud enough? Audio visual is using both sight and sound, typically in the form of images and recorded speech or music. Learners can be encouraged to use audio visual aids, AIDS helps.